when I had my ALDI interview, it was my second group interview.
Now, they do group interviews, don't they?
And group interviews suck. And I'll say this, for anyone out there who's doing a group interview, any interview, always, for the love of fucking God, make sure you're 10 minutes early. Minimum. Or any interview, 10 minutes early, minimum. If you show up on time or late, just forget it. Just forget it. And if you get hired, by the way, you really need to question the place that's hired you. Because if they're accepting you and you've come late, they're just accepting anyone.
Touche.
Plain and simple. Alright guys, it is Morokaii with two eyes. We are back and today we are talking about job interviews and good ones, bad ones, and also I would like to hear what you think, because you're in management.
I sure am, yeah.
You are.
That's correct,
and, and to anyone out there that's listening, I would love to hear from a manager's point of view when someone has got the jobs, the things you go, oh, you are top tier, you are elite, and the other stuff you go, you are a shit kicker.
What have I done?
Yeah, what have I actually done?
I've screwed up here.
Because these days it is so hard to actually fire someone if you wanted to get rid of someone. I hear it all the time. I've got other friends who work in management and they'll go like, this guy or girl is so bad at their job, but they are doing the bare minimum, so I can't get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, especially in these dire times.
That's it.
Because everyone's off everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, just normal flu, COVID.
Yep.
Again, for the people who are listening on Spotify, I just did use quotation marks. I'm quite good at that, I've realised. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. But
I'm here. There's, even at my work at the moment, there's a spot for a job opening and we still haven't filled it.
Really?
And I reckon 2 years ago before COVID, even my manager was saying,
gobbled up.
Yeah, it would have been gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah, the worst part geez, okay, the gobbly gooker. No, the worst part about all that is someone will be at home being, I just want to get a job. Like, mate, like just apply.
I am. Do you know what though? I am very confused. Are they still doing? They're not doing the weekly payments.
Yeah, they're not doing job keeping.
So what are people doing? Why is it so hard?
Just on the Gearmont. I've got no idea. Well, no one's playing COD, so I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm confused.
Surely you're up to date by Netflix after having like the past 2 and a bit years off of doing sweet fuck all.
Yeah, surely. Because there is a massive problem at the moment. People are really struggling to get workers. And not only that, if you've got them, then the hardest part is getting quality.
Yeah.
Like,
mate.
You might finally
find
have
100 workers, but like of the 100, there's probably like 5 actual like ones that you're like, I know it's in safe hands. Yeah. The other 95, I'm like, oh boy.
Jesus. Might split them off into teams so the 5 can manage them. Yeah,
that's it. Micromanage.
So for us with job interviews, you've only had one. So I'd love to dive into the one job interview you had because you've had the same job for the last, 10 years?
I'll be close to that now, which is crazy.
When's your long service leave?
Oh, mate, hopefully soon. I'm due for a holiday, I reckon. Bloody hell.
When I was in a supermarket, when I was at ALDI, I think it was 7 or 10 years and you do get your long service.
Oh, really? I don't think it's 10 where I am.
And you get what, 6 weeks paid vacation?
I hope so. I'll have to chase that up. That'd be.
You're just going to really?
I'm just sitting here like, wait, what? This is news to me.
You're just like, what the fuck's long service leave?
Mate, what's a sick day?
I've ruined the surprise.
Oh, boy.
Do you know what?
Don't give it away.
You don't actually take sick days.
I don't think I've ever, like, properly beaten off, sick, ever. Like, I just go to work.
Fuck off. No, that's not. You've sorry, I gave you too much credit. You've definitely taken sick days, haven't you?
I think, seriously, maybe like 1 or 2. Like, I swear I'm not. Dude, we'll look at my sick leave hours after this.
What?
Provided I can actually look into my pay slips.
What's a rough idea of how much sick leave you've got?
Oh, I would like to think it's a good amount. So I suppose every now and then I might have to just.
Yeah.
Which maybe I shouldn't have said that on this.
Because there was
one time. Maybe we'll just delete
when the supermarket I used to work at, there was a few people that had hundreds of hours of sick leave because they were the same years they never took it. But when they quit, they went to me like, I don't get that paid to me in any way. So I should have fucking taken it.
Yeah, it's like betting on the weekend. Oh, I'm actually Monday. Just been throwing up. Been throwing up all weekend. I definitely know I'm still throwing up on Monday.
You're building up that much sick leave. You're just going to, you have a year's worth and you're just going to be like, all right, I want to quit in a year. I'm going to start the sick leave now and just let it go and go and go. Week 7. Lee, you coming in? Oh, that tummy bug's still getting me.
I think I've got the glandular fever monkey virus.
Lee, you didn't have. You had one sick day in 10 years, and now
you haven't even come in. I've got this, mate. My body is ruined.
That's fun. That's good on you.
What have you been doing whilst you've been sick? There's just me with like. Actually, I'm not even gonna. That we're taking a dark turn already. But let's just stay back on track.
I don't know where you're going.
I don't want to do it.
I was saying like an STD.
Well, I was just gonna pretend smoking the old glass pipe, mate. Just down in the dandy donks, just with all the cousins. Might even take a train down to Frankston. Rip any of our audience that either lives in the Dandenongs and the Frankston. Well, I'm not potting you. It's just what the area is known for. Let's make it clear for anyone watching from like America and Europe. They have no idea. Just
your sick days, you actually become like, oh, Lee's sick, and it's like, nah, Lee's sick.
Lee's sick. Just me, like it's like I haven't seen Lee for me. I'm just out at the beach. I'm like, shaka, bro, that's a totally sick wave.
That's your sick days. You're just doing things that are sick.
Yeah. Pure sick. Lee's sick again. What's he done today?
Cool, it is. Like, Lee coming in today? It's like, can't, bro. I'm doing a barrel roll right now.
Bro, I'm just got a minivan in the combi. Bro, I'm just skydiving right now. I actually can't take this goal.
Still taking me sick days. It's my shit.
Shit.
Not good on you for. I actually, in seriousness, I knew you didn't take a lot because I haven't heard you. If I pull up really rough to work, there's days where I'm like, I'm the worst me. I'm not coming in. But even you've just been like, I
just soldier on. Man.
I am 1 out of 10 today. But you're still at work.
Yeah, I think maybe. Well, granted, I lost a week of sick leave. I was going to start doing quotation marks. That's really bad. I took a week of sick leave off because I didn't get. So this is how. Right. So I missed out. You know how when originally you had COVID and like no matter where you worked, they're like, we'll just pay for it. Even if you're a close contact, they pay for it. My old man got tested positive for COVID, and as he tested positive, it was a change where it's like, oh well, the company's not paying for you. Like, it's take it out of sick leave. And it's like, yeah, but I'm not sick.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's either sick or you can take it out of your annual. I'm like, I'm not taking annual for it. I can't get away. This isn't me being at home in my room. Isn't a fucking holiday.
That pissed me off so much. That was with I think it was my workplace as well. They're like, you're going to use your annual, and I was like, the fuck I am. Like, it's
shit.
What are you talking about?
This isn't a holiday.
This isn't a holiday for me. You don't get much annual.
Yeah,
like, you get,
trust me,
4 weeks a year.
That initial the first 3 days, I reckon you're like, wow, this is ace.
Yep.
I'm going to do whatever the hell I want because I can. I want to stay up to I reckon by Wednesday I was thinking like, I'm not going to lie, and this sounds kind of sad, I would much rather be at work than being stuck at home. I suppose it would have been different, like at the time I had a partner or like say I was living with you. Like that's a bit, but being stuck with my family.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like,
no, I can completely understand that. So yeah, look, we'll dive into interviews. So what was your age and what was your first interview like?
I actually didn't have a job until I finished high school, which I know for a lot of people are going to be like, what? And all that. But my parents were very like, look, as long as you are studying and all that, like, you know, like just make you do multiple chores around the house. Like that's what me and my brother did. But as soon as high school's finished, like there is no way you're sitting at home like not doing anything. Like you need to go and get out, get a job. Fortunate enough for me, the supermarket that I work had a family friend there who was the assistant manager at the time. More or less just went in, just said like, oh, look, I'd really like a job. Like I got my license, like my availability is like really, really good. And he was more or less just like, yeah, man, just fill out this paperwork and we'll get you started. So my
so you didn't have a job. You didn't have a job interview.
I didn't really see. It was just like, what department do you want to work in? I selected a grocery.
Yeah.
If I had known that selecting a grocery would be where I am now, maybe I would have dipped the toes in like different departments.
Oh yeah, what departments?
Maybe just like produce or something like that. Especially like nowadays because, man, leaving at 4 o'clock, like that's such a rarity for me.
Yeah, definitely.
And all that. So like, which is, I know again, a lot of people might be like, what? But mate, 7 till 5, like 4 days a week, and then a weekend as well thrown in there. Usually a Sunday. It's like, oh.
Yeah. So. Oh, that's
But
interesting.
yeah, no, not a proper job interview by any means, but obviously now being 8 and a bit years, 9 and a bit years or whatever it is now, and obviously sit on quite a few people coming with like a resume or a CV and all that, which, yeah, obviously we'll discuss a little bit later in the podcast, but obviously, yeah, you've actually explored quite a few ventures. You're actually pretty out there and all that. So,
there was
done a few bits and bobs.
I did have a couple of jobs which was the same as you, family friend, and then it was like, just when do you want to start?
Yeah, more or less, yep.
So those ones are always a good in. But I think one of them, when I wanted to work at ALDI, the supermarket, actually, oh my God, I just remember this. This is so embarrassing. Holy fuck, I forgot about this. So maybe I tried to block it out of the memory. When I was just out of high school and just trying to find anything, and that's, to anyone out, that's the worst advice, I reckon. Don't just find anything. Find something you're actually going to semi-like. Like, maybe there's a job that you really want, but it's hard to get, then yeah, find something in the meantime to get that cash flow coming in. But definitely don't just get a job to get a job.
Yeah, make sure like you still...
You'll be depressed.
Yeah. Most definitely. And now, and I know, just to touch on that, like, granted, I work in a supermarket. I've got a pretty good team and people behind me, and there are some great sort of like local shoppers that I suppose come in and have a chat with and all that definitely make it worth, like, to a degree, make it worth your while. But geez, yeah, some days it's like, I kind of wish I like just became a tradie.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, shit, I wish I was somewhat decent at maths and measurements. I'm terrible. I wish I was a tradie some days. But
yeah, there's some of them I wish as well. But with this one, what happened was I just went and got a job. I tried to get a job as a surveyor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was just the option
Why
was
not?
there
I'm
on
gonna do it.
Seek, and I just fucking sent him my thing, and he called me in. This would have to be the most embarrassing thing ever. I got my resume. It was 7 pages.
7 pages.
It had my full name in bold on the title headline.
There's a photo of you, like,
yeah, and then underneath it,
my interests, hobbies.
Underneath it was even bigger writing saying the words resume.
Mate, what are you doing?
Riddled,
7 pages,
riddled with spelling mistakes.
That's so unlike you.
Oh, shut up. and I didn't even know, because I'm obviously
shaking with the paper.
So I give him this like document,
more or less,
and we do the interview, and I remember, this is so fucking bad. This is why, do your research, make sure it's something you want to do. And he spent most of the time talking, and halfway through, he's got any questions for me? And I'm like, yes. What does a surveyor do? And he's like, I kind of just explained it, but yeah, I can make it in more detail, because all of it was just going over my head. I was like, what is this? And
what have I done?
And as every job does, because everyone's got a mate who they've done this, right? Let's say the job, we'll just make it a borderline 60 grand, and let's make it sales. Let's say there's potential to make, and keep that in mind when your friend goes on about this job, that there's potential to make another 60 grand. Yeah, that's possibly for the best salesman that works 10, 12 hours a day and is just
work.
Yeah. But not only that, just an absolute natural.
Yeah.
There's some people that could fucking sell water to an Eskimo. They're just insane. So I hate it when someone like comes. Look, I'll be excited for a friend when they get the job, but when they spill this shit like, oh, it's 60 grand a year, but considering when you make the other 60 grand for this job, it's like 120 grand a year. It's like, oh my God, I guarantee you're going to make 10 max. Like, if that. Yeah. So he was telling me about all the potential and how I could have my own fucking.
So you're getting all excited as you do, because you're like, wow, that much money.
Yeah, once I understand.
I'm down.
Once I understand what to actually do in this job, I think it would be good. So then oh, for fuck's sake. I then leave, and I had a job offer from where my dad worked. There was a separate section for night shift.
Yep, right.
And I hadn't heard anything from them in a few months. So that day, I'm chilling with a couple of mates. I'm at Hungry Jack's having a slushie.
Classic.
Yeah.
We need to do a full podcast, I reckon, on just the days of Hungry Jack.
Yeah. And then I was at Hungry Jack's, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't know if I even want that job. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get it.
I'm still confused.
I didn't like the guy. I'm more embarrassed about what I've handed him. And then I get a call, and I get told that my dad messaged me, and he goes, "Hey, my work's about to call you to offer you a job with the night shift." And I'm like, oh my God, like out of the blue.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because it was only 3 nights a week. The money was
perfect.
way better because it's night shift. And I was like, oh, it's so excited. 5 minutes later, I get the call. Hey, Luke, yeah, we would love you to, start with us on Monday. That would be great if you. And I'm just all excited, like, yeah, that's fantastic, like, awesome. Yeah, no, I can't wait. I'm buzzing. He's like, that's great to hear. Yep. So you'll get in the truck with Damien Monday morning at 9 a.m. and then we'll go from there. I'm like, yes. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah, sure. I hang up and I'm like, why the fuck was I getting in someone's truck at 9 a.m. for a night shift job? And then it hit me. I accepted the fucking wrong job. I accepted the surveyor job.
No way.
And I go back and I call my dad and I'm like, have they called you? He's like, oh, no, he's busy, but he'll call you in like another 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my fucking
What have I
God.
done? So that day, not only did you do the 9 a.m. shift,
So to call that guy back and to explain to him, hey, I thought you were someone else. I've accepted the wrong job. You can chuck out my 7-page resume. Sorry again. I'm not getting in the truck with Damien at 9 a.m. on Monday.
I don't even know the one.
So that one was pretty bad. And the other one, when I had my ALDI interview, it was my second group interview.
Now, they do group interviews, don't they?
And group interviews suck. And I'll say this, for anyone out there who's doing a group interview, any interview, always, for the love of fucking God, make sure you're 10 minutes early, minimum. Or any interview, 10 minutes early, minimum. If you show up on time or late, just forget it. Just forget it. And if you get hired, by the way, you really need to question the place that's hired you. Because if they're accepting you and you've come late, they're just accepting anyone.
Touche.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, no.
So I get in I was the first one there, and I sit down, and I had already done a job interview like 4 years prior, came up. And the main reason I got that one, I wasn't as outgoing as everyone else. I remember back then I was pretty nervous. And that one, I did show up. I didn't show up late, but whenever I was waiting at the wrong section, I was waiting at the front of the store, and everyone walked in at the back. So it looked like I was a little late, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
So they understood that part. But I also lived literally a 2-minute walk away from the store. So that was just a massive in, because there was the group interview, and then I got a single interview with 2 women, and I just knocked it out of the park there. So got that job. But from remembering that, I was like, okay, I really have to be outgoing, because you're obviously more of a standout. If you're more confident, you can show you don't mind. And I went too far. I went over the top, and then
I love walks on the beach.
There's like everyone's sitting around, and half of the people, nearly 3/4 of the people in the room, the interviewer isn't even fucking in there yet, and I'm there, and I just blurt out, and I'm like, I start talking to people. I'm like, what do you do? What do you do?
Oh, nice, good approach.
Yeah, and then because then I go, how about we all, if it's all right, guys, how about we all go around the room and tell everyone what we do for a living and who we are? And as I said that, I go, oh, I cringed inside.
Oh, the team leader himself. You're actually the interviewer,
my heart dropped, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, the interviewer is not.
My name is Luke.
I'm like, the interviewer is not even fucking in here. Like, what am I doing? And everyone's talking about what they do, and they're looking at me weird as well. Like I'm the interviewer, like I'm the secret interviewer.
Yeah, undercover boss.
Yeah, and then when we did the interview, I'll never forget it. I did very well, but I also was prepared to work way more hours than anyone else. I was prepared to. They always want to hear that you want to move up
Yeah, most
They don't want
definitely.
someone. So they don't want someone who's going to be there for a year or two. They want someone who's like, all right, I'll move up to management, or I want to grow, and I want to build my career. Anyway, there was one girl. I was looking around. I looked at my competition, and I seriously heard everyone speak and went, I've only got one person in here that I would hire.
Yeah, okay, wow.
They were shocking. We got to one girl, and it's like, why did you want to apply at ALDI? And she's in her chair, and she's swiveling back and forth, massive swivels like a child, and she's going, I don't know. And I went, you're out. Gone. Why would you answer that? Why would you answer that? And then when she answered that, some kid came in, the youngest looking kid I've ever seen, with the biggest suit I've ever seen. He looked like a child in a suit. One of those cute pictures you see. And so he walked in with oversized suit, sat down 10 minutes late, and I'm like, you're not even, like, you don't even need to talk. You shouldn't have even shown up. You should not have shown up.
And he was like, he had to put the suit on.
Yeah. And I got the job, but yeah, that one was so fucking ridiculous. You got to I think just prepare. And the best way you can prepare for an interview is just get a friend or a family member and just practice questions. Just role play. Plain and simple. So when questions come up, you're prepared. It's easy. So just keep role playing. That's the best way to do it. Try to find something that, this is if you're younger, try to find something that you will generally like. Don't just go for anything to just go for something, because most of the time, dude, you're going to fucking hate it. And then
I think that's the biggest thing as well, like just touching on that, is a lot of people, I suppose yourself and me, we finish high school, and I know my perception is like I had that approach of, I don't give a shit what I'm doing, I just want to get money, like, which I feel like is such a large percentage of people. And then after, like, say the initial month, you're sort of like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, because I feel like...
And then you leave, you change, and yeah, it's just like, at least have like an inkling of like what you might like. Because if worse comes to worse, and maybe you're like, I've got a gut feeling that this could be something that I want to do. You try and you don't like it, then at least you're like, okay, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be. That's cool. Like, at least I didn't get trapped into that sort of thing. Like,
and think about it from a resume point of view as well. I mean, if in 1 year you've jumped to 3 jobs and you've put it all on your resume, what does that say to someone when you get to a job that you like?
You're spot on. You are spot on.
This guy just lasts, a few months, gets bored and fucks off.
Unfortunately, as like in a manager sort of position, that's definitely something to that we do look out on.
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely go for it. But when you do find something where it's like, all right, this is very important to me, 2 things. Make looking for that particular job. Let's just say you want to be a mechanic. I know that's not as crazy, or it could be anything, a mechanic, a doctor, whatever. If you've got the qualifications, make your job looking for that job. Hand in hundreds of resumes. Don't stop.
Just keep going.
Email the doctor that's closest to you. Email the mechanic, whoever it may be, and then just keep going. Go in and visit them. Go in and try to build a relationship. Don't just people do this all the time. They'll just hand out their resumes and just wait for the best.
It's funny you mentioned that. I had a best mate of mine, actually. She handed in so many resumes, getting a bit down because she's like, I'm still only working at this job. I want to move somewhere else. Man, I reckon maybe a week, 2 weeks later, she was getting calls left, right, and center. So then she was genuinely able to pick and choose, break down exactly like, okay, they're offering me this, but this one's offering me this, and then if I do weekends, I can get this, but that one's going to give me that, or this one's got better benefits, this one's close to my home, like, yada, yada, yada. And she ended up being able to, like, pick something that now she's really enjoying and doing really well in.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So just always keep your options. Have, like, a broad, maybe, idea of what you're thinking doing. Exactly agree with Luke. But just keep on applying everywhere. Because even it's something as simple as just even a call on the phone. Sometimes you'll know. Like, you will just click instantly on, and you'll be like, yeah, like.
You're already, by the way, you're already in the 10% if you're doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
The other 90% are not doing that.
Exactly. They just hand in a resume and then stop.
Before we go, from your point of view in a manager role, when you've had people come in, because you get a lot of younger staff role too.
Yeah, most definitely.
when people come in and have got the job, what is something that you go, okay, fantastic, this work, he's kicking goals, I'm going to keep my eye out for this kid. Not only that, I'll recommend him in the future. And what's other things where you're like, fuck, dude, come on. Like, you've dropped the ball. Like, you're nothing like what we hired you.
I think my biggest one, especially being in a supermarket chain, it's availability, which it's such a basic one, but, like, we always look for it because, yeah, it's great that you can work, say, like, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, but are you around on weekends? Because, obviously, especially in a supermarket, for those who don't know, it's very wages.
Yeah.
And all that. Like, you might do, like, an amazing week in sales. So let's say $300,000, but, like, the wage per week is, like, maybe, like, $25,000.
Yep.
And all that. You spend more, obviously, then it just fuddles up, like, everything. So, yeah, we're always, I suppose, looking for those younger workers and all that. But ones that are committed and all that. Yeah, I understand, like, obviously some people have sporting commitments and stuff like that, which is cool. I completely get that. Same as, like, exam periods and all that. Completely understand. Like, that's fine. I think the one thing, though, that does shit me is when, and this happened so many times, especially as of late, a young person might come in and they'll be like, oh, yeah, my availability is this. So, like, sweet as, like, you're happy to work weekends. Like, yeah. Are you 100% sure? Yeah. They work weekends for a month. And then all of a sudden, like, they just can't. And it's like, dude, I hired. The reason why I gave that final, like, push, that tick, that yes, we'll take you on, is because you said to me you could. I don't mind if you miss the odd one here or there, or maybe you have, like, a buddy system with someone else. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this weekend, and I do the next. But when you say that, like, you can do that to then nothing, or the classic, like, I'm available every single day, you need me, and then it's like, oh, I can only work Monday. It's like, dude, I've got 3, fucking 5, 4, whatever, people that can do a fucking Monday. I need you to work fucking Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, you know what I mean?
What you
like,
said on your resume.
Yeah, stick. I know things change. I'm not saying that, like, it's not okay for that. I get it. Like, you know, things happen. That's cool. But, like, just, yeah, try to stick to that. The other thing as well, mate, if you handed me 7 pages, I'm not reading that.
Oh, no.
No, like, straight up, though. Like,
no, sorry.
Like,
that would have been 10
Yeah.
years ago. Now I think everyone sees on YouTube that you have to have just one, and it has to be straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point and super basic. Like, realistically, if I see hobbies, at least that way I can tell it's like, okay, your hobbies, like, say, footy, cricket, bike ride. It's like, yeah, look, you're probably not around certain weekends, because I would assume that you have, like, those events on and stuff like that. But also, yeah, just, you know, if you do have accolades, like, sometimes that's really good to have as well. Like, yeah, like, if, you know, not to boost your ego or pump you, but, like, yeah, do pump yourself up a little bit, because if I see that you've got accolades, to me that says, oh, geez, they're a hard worker.
Yeah.
Hard worker shows determination to me. You got determination. Determination can take you a long way.
Definitely.
And all that.
It is, I find it so
like, you
interesting.
gotta have that. You gotta have that about you, and you have to have the willingness. And this is how I was born and raised. Like, my parents were always like, just say yes to any shift. If I see that from someone, like, younger, and they're constantly, like, messaging me like, hey, by the way, Lee, I'm just letting you know, like, I'm available. It's straight away when if I'm doing a roster, I'm like, yeah, you get your priority. Yeah. If you want 3 days, I'll ensure I can do anything I can for you to get you 3 days.
Shift.
And all that. And, like, I'll like, if you look after me, I'll look after you. Like, a bit old school, but yeah. Whereas if, like, there's someone who's like, I can only do Thursday, I'm like, well, yeah, fuck it. So, like, I know that sounds really bad, but, like,
no, it's
if you're only going to commit to me one day, and I've got another kid who's, like, available every single night, then it's like, well, yeah, I kind of want to support him. Like,
no. When I worked in a supermarket, and the managers were the same, they would sit there and be like, I'm giving this person the best quality shifts because this person is always on time, always doing the right thing, always there for it. They go above and beyond.
Yeah, like, they just get it. They come in, they have the initiative. It's never, oh, Lee, what would you like me to do? It's just like, oh, yeah, I know that I need to quickly run out into the car park, collect some trolleys, or like, fill the milk or whatever.
And it'll just be in the back of their mind. Like, think about this. If me and Lee worked at the same store and we had a manager and I fucked around all the time, I didn't show up to certain shifts, or I was late, or I wasn't the best employee, and Lee was always on time, spot on, whatever. Let's say a Saturday shift comes up on a public holiday and one of the two of us has to work. I'm telling you right now, that manager in the back of their mind, without even, like, they could be the nicest person ever, without even thinking about it, they're going, oh, well, Lee, look, Luke. Lee's worked his ass off. I'm not going to fucking chuck Lee on a public holiday. Legit
how it goes, man. Yeah. Like, it is so rare. The only time that I reckon you would get that one off where, like, it would be that kid, that person that's working, is purely because it's like everyone else is busy. Yeah, definitely. And sometimes it's just like, we need someone. So screw it.
Yeah. But Look, guys, that was a good one. We'll end it there. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was Morokaii with 2 eyes. If you have time, definitely leave us a review on Spotify. We always appreciate it.
Same as leaving a like and a comment on YouTube. Don't be afraid to just give us some feedback.
Anytime we see a subscriber, it means a lot. We love it.
So, yeah. Boom.
Boom.